Hey guys, and welcome back. So it is July, so it is time to pollinate your Atemoyas, Cherimoyas. Sugar apple is still way behind, so it's not time yet. But Atemoyas and Cherimoyas, it is time here in SoCal. So that's what I have done so far, and I now have fruits. Look at that, beautiful, right? So if you look at the shape of this fruit here, very small still, but you can see that it's very uniform. You don't see any bent here and there. So this here will get to its maximum size if if given the right conditions, the right amount of fruits on the tree and the right fertilizers and so forth. So I've pollinated a lot. However, this season here, I don't have a lot of buds. The reason for that is because I did not fertilize on time or the right amount, and I did not increase the water on time. So I am, I didn't do it right this year, this season. A little bit too busy, but some of these here, so everything here that I pollinated will use will pollens from a pollinated female. So I usually don't do that because I have plenty. I would have plenty of flowers that are or buds that bloom, and and so, but this season I'm very limited. Not enough buds, but that's okay. Everything's set. It seems my tree are about 4 to 5 years old. So the set rate is almost 100%. Anything I touch, it sets. So as you can see, I've set a lot in uh, a lot in the same location as well. Let me see if this guy's deformed a little bit. Okay, so here, if you look at this fruit here, it's a little bit dent in dent right there, but the overall shape is still okay. So depending on how this guy's turns out, when it is a little bit bigger, I may decide to abort this fruit. So for Atemoyas, if my recommendation is that you want to thin them, you want to thin the buds, the flowers, or the fruits. But my suggestion is to thin the fruits. Pollinate as much as you can, to set as much as you can, because sometimes you may thin. Let's say you have maybe you have this bud, and that bud, and then like you're like, oh my gosh, three in one location, that's not going to work out. So you decide to thin out these two, and and keep this bud here. And what if this bud doesn't set, and you want to use these two buds here for their pollens to pollinate the other the other flowers. So don't thin them until they have already set fruit. It's never too late to thin, so just wait until they set, and then thin out. So here, this is a good location to set a fruit. It is on a nice and thick and strong branch. It's gonna be able to support the uh, the fruit, and and because of this year, I don't have a lot of buds. I've set everything, and some trees, two of my trees, they don't even have any buds right now at the moment. But that's okay. I'm creating another video to show you how to induce and to get more buds if your tree doesn't give you buds right off the bat at the beginning of the season. But you have to be able to recognize the issue early enough so that when you do the method that I'm gonna show in the next upcoming Atemoya video, do that early enough so that you will have buds, and hopefully it will bloom, and then you can pollinate and set them early enough for the season. So here, this is a this is one of the graphs, and as you can see, I have already set two two fruits. I want one this season at least. The joint is right here, so if this guy here set and becomes really big, I'm gonna try to tie him up, onto one of those branches up there. This is my Gaffner. uh, Set a lot too as well. Everything that are set on here were used. Well, the pollen were used from a pollinated female. So I would use the pollen from a male to begin with, right? and then pollinate that female flower, and then the next day that female flower is gonna is probably gonna be pollinated, but it's the male parts are gonna be activated. Therefore, you can use the pollen to then pollinate another female flowers that may have just bloomed the following day. So I do have set a lot. Here's a branch that I'm training to go upward to balance out that branch over there. So let's see. So here, right there, to balance them out a little bit, and then I do have I already set one fruit up here as well. Look at that. So this is the Gaffner. So hopefully once this get a little bit bigger, it will be a little bit more uniform. If it's not, then I may decide to abort that as well. Because for fruits that start out a little bit deformed and bent here and there, they don't they don't tend to get to the maximum size, and they don't look good as in the end. So since everything here, since you said a lot, then abort abort what don't look good. So right now it is July, the beginning of July. This is when you would pollinate your Atemoyas, Charamoyas. My sugar apple is a little bit behind, so it's not quite there yet to pollinate. But I have set quite a bit. So my trees here are about 5 years, and right now the set rate is very good, almost probably 100%. Everything that I touch set. And another thing is that when you look at the when I show you the fruits here, uh, everything seems to be in perfect shape. So for the first and second season, the fruits were not this nice to begin with. When they first start out, when I first start out, the first season and the second season, a lot of them were deformed, misshaped somehow. But now I think the tree has caught on. More stable, tree's bigger, and it knows how to produce. So everything here seems to be in good and beautiful shape. Just look how perfect this fruit is right here. Look at that, beautiful, right? So this here will get to a maximum size. So here, this little branch here, I can probably set 2 or 3 even because of my tree. So if that one comes out, yeah, then I'll probably pollinate that as well. And then I may decide to abort this because these guys get really big. They get this big, and these two are next to each other. It might not look so good, but that's but I'll decide later. So I have time. So this is my African Pride and Gaffner. These are the only two that have buds. The other two trees, nothing at the moment. But like I said, you can actually induce bud and force it to give you buds. If you recognize the issue early enough, and then I will have that video up um, soon. The process is already completed, but I'm waiting for the result. And then once I can see the result, I'll record that and upload it for you to watch. So July, it is time to pollinate. So if you have already pollinated, let me know how your trees are doing and whether they're a little bit ahead or behind my trees. The trees are very healthy right now. The leaves are not that big yet. They will get a lot bushier once the season progresses. So hopefully for another good season here. If you look at this tree here, this tree from top to bottom here, it's not a big tree, right? But this tree here, it can comfortably hold about 25 fruits easily. I can push this to about maybe 30, 35, 40 even. But then, what am I going to do with all the fruits? I can give them away, but it's a lot. And especially the Gaffners, when they ripen, like 5 or 6 of them ripen at the same time. And, I can't I can't consume them all. They are very big. One of them can feed about 2 or 3 people easily. So, so unless you have a lot of people to give them away to, then maybe set enough for you to enjoy and make the tree looks elegant, in my opinion. But I'm excited for the grafts here. This is a Lisa. Is going to be a new. This is a new variety for me here. So I've set two. I probably abort this. This one is it's probably not set. I probably use the pollen, but it will fall off soon. Here, this is a female flower. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna pollinate it. So, all right, hoping for a good season. All right, guys, that's it for a quick update on the Atemoyas. Pollination season is here. It's the beginning of July. Um, Fruits are forming. All right, have a good day, guys.